where were we? Okay, so the last piece of the fuel line plumbing showed up. Little tiny guy, right? Yeah, well, here's the giant friggin' box it showed up in. But yeah, you and I are responsible for, you know, the thing and the stuff. So, anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and finish up the fuel line. This box has got tie rod ends and miscellaneous stuff, so that means we're going to get the steering dealt with. I'm gonna go ahead and put the rest of the tank bolts back in because it's basically in there mocked up now. These vent hoses and the lines need to be, or the wires will need to be hooked up still. But getting the tank up in there's the biggest piece of that. Anyway, let's get this tank in. This guy, you can see that is a 14 millimeter inverted to the AN. This guy will go right here. Let's see if we can one hand this. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Alright, get a wrench on there, but that's what that's going to look like. Go ahead and get the fuel lines mounted up here. That was acting a little bit like the threads weren't machined all the way down, but I guess we got it now. I just put some lube in there and then we tightened it up. Just worked it in like a thread, I guess. Super handy with an aluminum piece. Alrighty, let's get these other fuel hoses on. Okay, so these bolts came with two different size washers. We'll see that or not. These guys are a different size because this bolt has got a little bit of a shoulder on it. You can see there. So the larger the washer goes up there, and it will sit down around that shoulder. And then that should do this one. Swivels. It swivels. I like that. I like it a lot. I bought the new the low profile drain plugs for the axles and for the transfer case. And yeah, I know I said I hate hex, but it's one of those things. This one's like a 12 or something, so low profile. At least they bagged those separately so I know which one's which. Okay. And the shift seat for the tranny, and then any one of these guys. We like shiny and new stuff, right? And some Marlin goodies. For whatever reason, my guys couldn't get these parts. I had to buy these anyway, and since they were such a good deal currently, I bought a set for the other truck as well. The set of tie rods that came with my steering were trash, to say the least. So this 555 brand, from my understanding, is the Toyota OEM stuff, made in Japan. It's got to be good. So at least we can put the steering together on this, get the tie rods done finally, get the steering rods all done and in there. Shiny. This is a left hand nut. This is a right. Alright, I don't know if you saw that or not, but this one's marked left. I guess maybe it's left and right on the car, but this is a right hand thread. So, asshole. These have never really been tapped. I think they are not tapped for the full length. Maybe they figured they didn't need to do it that way or something, but anyway. What I'm doing right here is just doing basically a quick and dirty toe alignment. Anytime you have steering components replaced, it's a good idea just to put a tape measure on it real quick to make sure you're not chewing tire on the way to the alignment shop. So because this is a solid axle vehicle, basically the only adjustable alignment spec that I have is going to be toe. So what I'm shooting for here is equal numbers to the front and the back of the rotor. Basically, you know, you're looking at the 9 and 3 o'clock position-ish, wherever you can get to. It's hard to get that position on the back of the axle because of the pumpkin. But essentially you're shooting for 0 here. In a real toe alignment, you want a tiny bit of toe in, typically is how I roll. So we're getting this evened up here so it's not scrubbing across the garage floor, making a pain for me to push. And it'll be fine going to an alignment shop to get a real nice alignment on here. Those of you that don't know what toe is, your toe in or toe out relationship is the tires being pointed towards each other at the front or the rear of the tire, essentially. So toe in is the front of the tires pointing towards each other. Toe out would be the rear of the tire relationship being closer. So you want those basically, like I said, as close to 0 as possible. I decided I wasn't in love with the way this high pressure line was just kind of hanging out in here, so I decided to pull the tank out again and fix this guy. So a little quickie, what I did here was this bracket originally was facing this way, or like towards us, so I turned it around and then added this other little bracket back here to capture the line. Now I can't really swing around or anything, and it's all good up in this area, nothing's touching. Like I said, we just kind of had to tweak it a little bit to get it out of the way, and then the hose just kind of tucks up in there, and it's not touching anything either now. So yeah, just a little note. So I didn't want that to rattle, and I didn't want it to chafe because it's kind of close to the wiring harness there as well. So, and it looks like, we talked about the wire routing, there's actually a clip back here where these wires route, and it looks like the wires in the tank will reach all the way back there too, so it should just be an easy grab. Now I'm going to get the tank back in again. And that's pretty much that. So tank is installed. I might replace these vent hoses. Some bolt hose up in here. But yeah.
That wraps up another episode of Snale Racing.
Thank you for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe.